Good morning, everyone. This is Gary Kay, and you are watching a special edition of my Rants and Raves podcast. This is a video version of our Rants and Raves podcast, and you may very well be watching this on social. And the reason for that is we're going to do a demo of something called OvrC, which is part of SnapAV and their offering. And I'm joined with SnapAV's Director of Commercial, Scott Normand. Scott, how are you?
Hey, good, Gary. How are you?
I'm doing well. I've known SnapAV for a couple reasons for about the last 10 years. Number one, we're in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and Snap's in Charlotte, just a couple hours down the road. Number two, we also cover the residential market, and they've kind of dominated residential in the distribution, but also in manufacturing. They have a lot of products that they make themselves in the residential space, and probably most well known for the audio products in that space in the beginning. But you're heading up the commercial division. Talk about SnapAV and commercial and sort of where you stand now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, to your point, we got started in the residential side of the space. Jay Faison, our founder, started Zobo TV, and he actually started Snap in 2005. Really primarily because he had a couple of pain points when he was trying to scale his custom integration business. He number one, the products and the distribution model just were really pain points for him. Things weren't in stock at distributors. The lead times were super long, couldn't get good support. So he really wanted to fix that. And then also just some of the products and technology that was out there, they weren't meeting some of his needs. So, we started Snap in 2005 to fix a lot of those things. And now we're taking some of those same kind of business propositions into the commercial market space. And, our number one mission is to make integrators more successful. That's what we want to do more than anything. And we built a couple of products around that. And now we actually have about 14 different brands of products, and we manufacture those ourselves. So some people think of us as a distributor. Some people think of us as a manufacturer. We're actually a little bit of both. We sometimes call ourselves a duck-billed platypus, or a couple of things at one time. But we manufacture 14 of our own product brands, and then we also distribute some brands on occasion where that makes sense for our dealers.
Yeah, and so getting into the commercial space, obviously the residential space has had some growing pains the last few years, plus a lot of competition from the do-it-yourselfers part of the business. But Snap has held their ground pretty well, and of course will be at CEDIA in a couple of months. But in the commercial space, you've obviously been making a play to the commercial space, not just as a manufacturer, but as a distributor. But I think one of the key differentiators is the OvrC platform. Would you mind demonstrating that for us?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, you're absolutely right. We've got quite a few good product lines in the commercial space. Our 70-volt audio product lines with Episode, our amplifiers, and our speakers, a lot of great 70-volt products. We actually launched Sense microphones a few years ago to really kind of take on the microphone space as well. So we've got a few things in there. But really, OvrC is what ties it all together. And this is a cloud platform that actually is free to enroll, and it comes with the purchase of all of our products. And then occasionally we integrate with third-party products as well. So let me just give you a quick demo of it, and then you can ask questions if there's more interest. So if we start out here, really this is kind of the overview. What you'll see is a list of all your customers. So if you're a dealer and you want to service your equipment, OvrC is the perfect platform for that. And it connects with our power products, our networking equipment, our surveillance equipment, even some of our IP controllable amps. But what you do is when you get your product in the mail, you add it to a customer location. First you add your customer, and then you add the product to that customer's location. And then you'll see those customer lists here. And what I'm in right now is actually the SnapAV Demo Pro site. And what you'll see is an overview, if you're using our networking equipment, of the network, the internet, the speed test history, all the devices that are connected to the router. And then from there, you'll get a full device list of every device that's on the job site. And so if you're using one of our routers, for example, it'll scan the entire network and find every device on the network. And the devices that SnapAV makes, we have a really tight integration with, for example, our network switches, our routers, our access points. And then also our Watt Box is one of the very first products that we started integrating with OvrC. It has the fullest feature set. And this is really an IP controllable power product that allows you to reboot things remotely on a job site. Some people say up to 50% of all site-related issues or just needing to reboot a device, Wattbox is the perfect solution for that. So you can see how you can turn the outlets on and off. You can actually also configure the Wattbox to automatically ping devices on the network and then intelligently reboot things if it doesn't respond to a ping. You can even ping a WAN address like Amazon or Google or Yahoo, and if it can't get out of the WAN, you can have it automatically reboot the modem and the router to kind of restore that internet connection. You can also obviously schedule.
Basically, overall, like just give the larger vision, OvrC is once you've got a install, it's the way to manage the install proactively and not just support it, but also proactively monitor it even when it doesn't need support, and then be able to give the client data back on how the system is performing. Is this something that is white labeled to the dealer, or how does this handled from the standpoint of supporting the customer?
So OvrC is built for the dealer base. There are a couple of end user apps that we allow them to give to their client to better support them, but really it's the back-end portal for the dealer themselves to support their clients. And yeah, you absolutely can get notifications through OvrC and know the status of your clients' devices and proactively manage your customers better.
And what about when you're adding third-party company products in here, like let's say external control systems like Crestron or Extron, and other devices like let's say a Hudley camera in a UCC system? How does that managed?
Right. So any device that has a local UI, we have a Web Connect feature, and I'm showing you that now. Basically, you'll see it in the device list, and then you can you can click on the Web Connect feature. It'll use our cloud portal to open up a window. And this is actually a Sonic Wall router. But you can see you can get to that local UI, log into local UI, and make configuration changes from there.
Okay, so anything, as long as it's got a network connection. And do you also have devices that do RS-232 to IP and IR to IP, for example, for devices that don't have network connectivity, or how do you manage those devices?
No, if they're not on the network, then we can't reach them through OvrC. That would be through your control system or something like that.
Okay, so put the control system on the network and then have the control system do the rebooting of everything else that's connected. And is this something that an integrator pays for on a monthly basis, or is it something that they pay per user or per site or per device, or how is it charged?
No, there's no fee at all for it. So there is for what we call the OvrC Pro functionality, which gives you visibility to the third-party devices that we don't manufacture. You can get it two ways. You can buy one of our routers and you get it automatically when you purchase our router, or you can we have a little outbound black box called an OvrC Pro Hub, and you put it on the network and it sniffs out the entire network and gives you that access to those third-party devices. But the OvrC product is completely free with the purchase of any of our products. And again, that gets back to our value proposition of we want to make the dealer's life as simple as possible, allow them to support their customers as easy as possible. And so we actually built this platform right here in Charlotte, North Carolina, custom in-house product to enable them to support their dealers better.
So everything is at SnapAV.com. In fact, there's a drop-down specifically for OvrC, OvrC Pro, and the OvrC ecosystem. You can read about it, and they actually have a great blog teach you about it. In addition to the different brands, third-party brands. Of course, remember that SnapAV bought Sunbright a few years ago, which is an outdoor TV company, and you also have access to a lot of the popular brands like Logitech, obviously, in the UCC space, and BenQ in the display space. But I know them from way back when, 10, 12 years ago, with the Episode speakers. Do you still have the Episode line of speakers?
Yeah, absolutely. Our Episode speakers are fantastic. We took some of our great sounding residential speakers and basically turned them into 70-volt speakers. We feel they're the best selling speakers on the market for 70-volt. And then our IP controllable amps as well check into the OvrC Cloud, allow you to remotely manage your amplifiers and change your levels and your matrixing and all that stuff as well. So yeah, great products in there. And then the affiliates like you're talking about, BenQ, Clear One, FSR, we distribute those on our site just as a convenience to our dealer base to make their lives easier.
Well, I'd love to be able to see you again. If you'll shut down the screen sharing, let everybody meet you personally. Scott Norman, he's the director of commercial for SnapAV. Of course, you can reach SnapAV at SnapAV.com. Scott, thanks for coming on with me today, and I wish you best of luck with overseeing the commercial side of the world. I think something like this, it's free. It's going to be a pretty powerful, compelling argument to use it.
Yeah. Definitely. And for all the dealers out there, if you guys aren't familiar with us or want to get enrolled, feel free to drop my name on the front door when you call in, and I'll be happy to hook you up with a discount or something like that. But Scott Norman, just let me know what you need.
And by the way, Scott came from AVI SPL, so he knows that side of the industry very well. You can check him out at LinkedIn. I'll link I will link his LinkedIn portfolio on the description of this podcast, as well as SnapAV's website on this podcast. So thanks, Scott. I appreciate you joining me today.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching. Of course, you can see all of our coverage at ravepubs.com. Have a great day.